now.
Looks like we made it.
Met each other
all the way
to
another
another
love.
love.
Hello, Suker. I think it's just you and me right now.
Hello,
Nobody's
Nathan.
here.
How are you? How are you?
Nobody's joining us. Imagine if it was just us every night.
No,
Just
I wish it was just me one day because I just feel people always around me snacking. You know what? Last night, John Franco actually inspired me to make meatballs.
Did Franco? He inspired
Franco,
you to make meatballs.
Franco inspired me to put sauce on the table, meatballs, and you know what? I'm trying to cut down. I mean, I feel like I put the COVID-15 on, so I have a propensity to put on weight anyway. So I feel like hey, this is just what I've been doing. And so I was like, you know what? I did, Scotty. I got the zucchini noodles and I put them in this little contraption where you make the zoodles, but I did it fresh. Like I did it fresh. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, Suki? I got you zucchini.
You put the thing in the thing and you start turning. You filthy.
I got you zucchini noodles right here, Suki.
Anyway, hey, Glow. Hi, Lisa Lafreniere. Hi, Debbie Hollinger, Anita, Paula, Blake, Beverly, Judy. I see you. Ellen, Eileen, Francis.
I love the way you say Lisa Lafreniere.
Lafreniere.
She's our consigliere. What's up, everybody? Hump day, hump day. Listen, last night we were talking about Donna DeErico. I was going to shave. I was going to.
I tell everybody what happened.
No, so Donna, I got an email this morning that she just had to switch her night to Friday. So I said, all right, listen, as long as she's still coming on, I could shave and shower on Friday. That's fine. I'll wait. So Donna's coming on. So what we called our guy, Anthony Rodia.
Oh, Lisa Lafreniere likes my blouse.
And I got to tell you, Suk, so many people have said, hey, have you had Anthony Rodia on the show yet? And I said, well, he was on when we first started before we got this big. So I gave Anthony a buzz today, and God, he's got 500,000 followers. That guy.
He's big. He's funny. He's hysterical.
So Anthony's coming on tonight. He's going to join us in about 10 minutes. John B. Bourne.
Louise Morelli Lupo said Scott's zucchini is fresh. Louise!
Suki, women are worse than guys. You know that. Come on.
You're making me laugh. I saw that just pop up. I'm like, oh God, I gotta say something.
Wait, Scott's. Hold on. Where
Scott's
is
zucchini?
Oh, I see it. There it is.
There it is. Louise Morelli Lupo. What are you talking about?
I got you zucchini noodles, Suki.
That zucchini noodles were delish with the sauce.
We got it jam packed.
I don't know. Was anybody else inspired by John Franco and his cooking? Scotty?
It didn't inspire me to make any meatballs. It inspired me to go back to playing baseball.
Not only did I make meatballs, I made brajol with my meatballs.
Was there any mutts in there, Sue?
No, mutts in brajol. No.
How do you spell brajol?
BROCH. It's like brajoli. BROCHIL. Hold on.
How do you spell it? I wasn't telling you to look it up. I was testing you.
I know it's like brajoli. I actually tried to spell it.
Brajol. Is that any relation?
Help me with the brajol?
Any relation to the brazier?
It is a
brajol.
I don't know. Someone's got to help me with that. Oh, BRACHIOLI. Thank you,
Suki. Louise.
Oh my God, Louise.
Louise, you're making Suki blush, for God's sakes.
Louise is killing me.
Oh, here's how you spell.
Okay, Brenda just got it. Brenda, you win. Brenda for the win. BRACCIOLE. Braciole.
Listen, coming up later on the show, we got John B. Bourne. Suki, this guy was voted best close-up magician because the stuff he does is like literally perfect for what we do.
Okay.
And it's just going to be another guy who just freaks us out for 20 minutes. I know that. We got
Oh.
Will Presti's Testys coming up later on in the show.
I was talking about Presti's Testys. Now, Will is like a young guy, right?
Young guy, yeah.
And for all of our fans here, he wrote for Letterman. So you got to like listen to the nuances of his joke because it's very smart humor. He's just very, very talented, I have to say.
And I know the Weatherman is answering some questions from the G-Mailbag tonight. The Weatherman will be here. But Suk, I want
to free on the shores of the Atlantic.
It's starting to sink in, right? Still COVID-free, living the quarantine dream.
So Judy wants you to wink, Scott.
What?
Oh my God, Louise says, Scott, you're making me do this. He's wearing off on me. All your dirty, nasty humor.
That's how I always wore down my women. It was just a very, very sublime way of just, bit by bit, I chip away, Suk, and then I would always get the girl.
Oh, so funny.
So
Louise,
listen,
you laughed today.
Last night we ended the show because we had that guy from Zoom who was, he brought out the lotion and the tissues from a Zoom meeting. So we were, you were wheezing. We were having some fun.
So we were wheezing because I said, when Donna Diego comes on today, you're going to be.
Right. So anyway,
Donna isn't coming on because she had a scheduling conflict, right?
Right.
And her people called us.
She saw I was going to be watching with my pants down when she was on. She decided not to show up. No, she'll be on Friday. So somebody sent me a book of this woman from Facebook. I think she's around our age, a mother. She's reading a book about a monkey, and the monkey's name is Spank. So I wanted to share that with you, Suki.
Like Spank the monkey?
I'm going to show you this video. Hold on. I'm going to show you. Let me go to our share screen here. Pull up the Chrome. Get to it, this Facebook page. There it is. You see that?
Oh, it's Spank. Oh my God, he's got rubber gloves. The monkey's got rubber gloves.
So it's Spank the monkey lends a hand, Suki. And before we bring in Anthony, I just wanted to play this for you because it's very, very enlightening.
Okay, everybody, I'm going to read you a children's book that really is not a children's book. Spank the monkey lends a hand. If you find yourself alone with much to think about, call Spank the monkey. He'll come by and help you work things out. Just the other day, while walking on the farm, Spank the monkey stopped to look in Farmer Johnson's barn.
Oh my gosh.
The air in there was warm. It smelled of salt and sweat and lotion. Way back in the corner was a constant steady motion. The farmer's arm was moving fast. His hands, they looked so worn. Spank the monkey stepped right up and helped him shuck his corn. Spank likes to visit Grandpa, who loves his magazines. He has the first one and the last, and all the in-betweens.
Ay, ay, ay.
He flips right through the articles until his fingers blister. What he really likes to do is look at all the pictures. When Grandpa gets excited and messes up an issue, Spank is there to save the day with a box of tissue. Vinny has a job making sauce for pizza pies. As he cooks, he likes to watch the waitresses go by. Vinny grabs his hard salami from the box. And then he goes into the pantry to make some soup. Vinny makes a lot of sauce. He whips it up by hand. Spank has seen the waitress. He can understand. Oh, Spank the monkey takes his car to the Quick Lube service station. They let him fill his jar up there when he's out of lubrication.
Ay, ay, ay.
From underneath a car on jacks came some grunting and a moan. That dirty old mechanic Max was down there all alone.
I love how she's reading it like a kid's book.
His eyes were squinted shut. Spank was there to lube his tool and help him bust out. Oh, you may have heard it said that Spank only helps the guys. Please don't cloud your head with all those silly lies. Spank the monkey actually likes girls more than boys. Every girl that he knows has a nice
Amen, sister.
Annie plays the flute all day in the marching band. She knows that when the day is done, Spank will lend a hand. When Annie goes to bed at night, her face is all aglow, because Spank the monkey's gonna have a finger puppet. As the satin curtains drop, she thinks, I'm a lucky girl. Spank opens up with her favorite scene, polishing. Annie dims the lights and makes sure the door is locked. Then Spank the monkey oils her flute and puts it in her pocket.
I think she's almost done, Sue.
Oh, because the end is too final. This book is out of pages, so that's how it ends. Spank will be back soon enough to help out all of his friends. Oh, and that is Spank the monkey.
Ah, how good.
Oh my God, that is funny. I can't with that. That was really, really good.
I love how she's reading it and laughing. There's another one. She had another
When
one.
you can work bust a nut into a sentence.
Oh, that's a mistake. Hey, speaking of bust a nut, look at this guy, huh?
Oh, speaking of Spanking the monkey.
Yeah. Wait, hold on one second. Hold on. You guys can see me good?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I was just on Amazon buying a book. I mean, talk about coming in at the right time. Did they just refer to bust a nut on a children's book?
It's an adult book, right? It's called Spank the Monkey, and Spank apparently likes to help everyone bust a nut, especially.
You call that a children's book, but whatever helps my kids sleep at night, I'll read them. So. Oh my God!
How are you?
Oh, great! I'm fantastic.
I feel like it's been forever since we spoke. It was like the beginning of the whole COVID adventure that we've all been on. Oh, and now we're moving through. Goodbye.
Yeah, Anthony, you were, I think, one of our first guests when we started zooming up on this thing, and you're blowing up in the stratosphere. This show has gone, almost worldwide now. And I said, you know what? I want to bring this guy back in, man. See what he's up to.
I like how Scott texted me today. He goes, "Listen, if you're free, what am I doing, Scott? I have nothing to do. You actually saved me.
You were bored.
So we redid the back of my house last year.
Oh wow!
All grass out. We put a kitchen back there, pavers, a portico, a seating. It came out beautiful. I said to my wife then, I said, "Do you want to put in a pool?"
A pool? I was waiting for you to say, is it the pool?
It's the time. Because the whole backyard is open. We can put a pool with a sun deck. I don't want a pool, Aunt. I don't want a pool. I said, well, why not? She goes, I don't want, the insurance goes up. Plus we have kids. I don't want a pool. We have one down the street. It's a town pool. It's perfectly fine. And then we have the beach. I don't want a pool. Soon as the pandemic hits, she goes, you think we should get a pool? I go, I'm gonna rip your whole head off your children. The backyard's done. Okay. We only have one side of grass where I have this monstrosity of a trampoline, which I didn't want. I go, I'm sorry, did you say pool? I go, yeah. She said, I think it's fine. I think we're safe. We're fine. How much can the taxes go up? I go, it's amazing how your arguments change when you want something. When I wanted it, they were gonna crack us over the head at $20,000 a year in taxes. So I have a problem. I can't just get something small. So
you want to go all the way. You want to make it count if we're going to do this, right?
See this. So I went with an above ground to make sure my daughter's going to enjoy it, and then in November we'll get an in ground when the summer's over. If you came to the back of my house, I don't even think they make an in ground this big. It looks like I'm transporting Shamu from SeaWorld. 32 by 16. It's got like 24 reinforced legs. The company cancels 3 times. So finally, I'm arrogant man. I'm like, I'll put it together. The worst move I ever made in my life. Okay. I bought 16 by 16 inch pavers. They're all cracked. The pool is 4 inches lopsided. Okay, an elbow almost just popped out. Me and my brother-in-law were just outside hitting it with a sledgehammer back in. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a viral video in the making because my son, who's 5 months old, is going to be sitting in a tube. My wife,
slide now.
My daughter, I'm going to be on a floating device, and the whole side's going to rip open, it's going to fly down my street. And I'm screaming to all my neighbors, "Hey, don't worry, we'll stop soon."
Yeah. I think wasn't that in Bad Boys with Will Smith?
Yes,
they were in the pool. Yeah.
So my wife says to me, she goes, "Well, how many gallons of water is in here?" I go, "Take a guess." Now, math was my strong point. She's a dental hygienist. Math is not hers. She goes, 1,200, 1,500. I said, "You think 1,500 gallons of milk is going to fill up this pool?" There's 15,000 gallons in this pool.
Yeah.
And you do that with your hose, right? Just the hose?
Yeah. I wasn't happy about that either.
Oh, but yeah, the water company's loving you right now.
The water company, I'm a guy that likes hard showers. So the whole time this thing's been running for 3 days, it's hitting on me in my shower.
The water pressure.
Someone was above my head in the shower going, I'm just trying to catch droplets.
3 days to fill that thing up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to turn it off at midnight because she had this vision that it was going to magically overflow while we were sleeping, and it was going to be like fish and tadpole in my backyard.
She didn't want the water bill to be higher than it's already going to be. I mean, let's face it, Anthony.
And when you have Italian cousins, my cousin calls me today, goes, "Did you rig the meter so you don't have to pay for water?" I'm not stealing water. I'm stealing water. No, I'm not stealing water from the water company. I could have rigged it. Well, you don't have to pay for H2O. I go, don't ever say H2O when you're talking about stealing water. Let's make it right. So yes, Scott, to answer your question, I'm free.
You're free. You're free every night, every night of the week.
I'm just
listen. What I'm curious about is she happy now? That's the whole thing. You got the pool.
You're happy.
You're all set for the summer because there's so many people that aren't set for the summer.
There's always something. I don't think there's one wife out there, including you, Suki, who can actually go, "I'm pretty happy right now." No, because
I'm very guilty of that. Yes.
I said we fixed the corner. Because I was literally going to empty out the whole pool to fix the corner. My brother-in-law came over with a sledgehammer. We saved the day. He's an engineer. Boom, done. I go, "Sweetheart."
He's an engineer. We saved the corner.
I called an engineer for an above-ground intake swimming pool. All right, it was a job for an engineer. I said, "The corner's fixed. This pool will be ready." She goes, "All right, but the water's still green. How long does it shock?" I go, "You know what? I don't think you and I should swim together at the same time because there might be a homicide." Okay, I might say, "Hey, you want to play washing machine? Go side to side and just never come back from this side."
How cold is that water coming out of the hose?
That's another thing. I love cold water. I'm a cold freak. She's like, "You think we should get like a heater at Home Depot?"
I would be like, "Yeah, let's get a heater." I'm like, "Let's get a heater."
Get a blowtorch. I'll just float around the pool. Soup. I'll just heat up the soup.
And you know what? You're gonna get everything all hooked up, and everything's gonna go great. And then she's gonna say, "I want an in-ground pool now."
No, we're getting an in-ground. I went really big because my idea was if this big monstrosity of a pool can fit back there, then I can scale down a little bit. So I think we're gonna probably do like a 30 by 14, a little small. Nice. But no, we're getting an in-ground.
And then Scott and I are gonna come over with our kids.
Come over. I'll need some
little landscaping. You're good for 100 bills on that one.
Thanks, Scott. I didn't really want to hear that until November, but I appreciate you shouting out what it will be.
Don't worry.
Listen, mind you, this is the same woman that was against me leaving my job last year to do comedy.
Right.
I said, "Do you really think we should pump another, ton of money into the yard?" She goes, "But you said you'll be busy in August and July, and your fan base is growing." I go, "Oh, all of a sudden you're behind the comedy career."
I'm into this comedy. Listen, don't worry. The zoning board's gonna love you when you're standing there trying to get that push through for your in-ground pool.
Well, for anybody that's watching me from the town of Hempstead, I'm joking. I don't have a pool in my yard. I joke. I am not near the property line.
There's a guy sitting around the Rodia residence.
Right.
They are.
The comedian I follow, son of a bitch, for a pool. Did you get a notice? That's all right. Let anybody from the town come to my house and give me a ticket or a fine. All my fans will think they have syphilis. Don't do it.
How have you been enjoying your time home with the kids and like have you been able to really like kind of decompress and
You missed the first 15 minutes of the show. Have you been here? Decompressed? I feel like I'm a pressure cooker. My head I have to literally put a stitch on my neck. So no, this is bad. No, I gotta get out. I think I have a podcast tomorrow that I'm doing in Jersey, and I'm like, can we do 6 of them back to back?
Can we get it done right away, please?
You have to go there to do the podcast?
Yeah, because so they do it pre-recorded, and they edit it and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. It's in the 70. We're gonna be obviously 6 feet away, even though I don't know if I haven't heard anything about this virus. I don't even know if it's still here. It might be.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Nobody talks about the virus anymore.
Let me tell you something. The virus is here because there was a protester in Louisville. Wasn't it the football player that just recently tested positive for marching this weekend? So all the protesters.
There was wait. There was an article I just read before we came on. There was
Fauci. Was that the Fauci?
No, not Fauci. There was a kid in Pennsylvania who was out protesting. He had already tested positive for the virus. He was out protesting didn't even have a mask on.
Well,
that's called the super spreader, Scotty.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, the numbers are going to go up regardless. The positive testing is not what worries me. It's the deaths. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm so over all this. I'm over everything. I mean, being a comedian, my job is basically to make people laugh. But a lot of my fans, they don't realize there are times when just being a comedian doesn't mean my pressure, my anxiety, my tension is not going to raise also. And because I have a platform that I built to speak on, I'm going to speak on certain things.
Yeah. You're right. You're right, because they are expecting the numbers to rise. And of course, these are protests that are happening all around the country. The numbers are going to rise. And then they're saying that it could all the way go to August and then wedge into the fall, which is not good because they're expecting a lot to happen in the fall in terms of the flu, along with Corona. And did anybody hear about Ebola yesterday? I was like,
I'm telling you what I'm going to do. I'm going to find out where the plug is for 2020, and I'm going to unplug it. I'm going to wait 90 seconds.
Yeah,
back in. This shit's got to get reset.
Listen, Anthony,
I'm with 2020.
I saw, because my wife loves watching your stuff now. With your uncle and and the stuff from the Snapchat stuff.
Forget my dad, who everyone thinks is actually my dad.
Yeah, your dad.
When my characters are good, when my father calls me, because he calls me on what he pronounces YouTube.
YouTube.
Calls me up. He goes, "Oh, can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yes, you can ask me a question. How the hell in God's name? I'm over here in my house, and I'm also in your truck on one of your video. What do you do, magic?" I said, it's not you, it's me. "No, I know you're next to me, but how you get me in your seat?" I said, "It's not you, it's me." He goes, "You mean it's me with my head on your body?" I said, "No, it's all me. It's my head." I go, "Yes, Dad, it's your head." He goes, "I figured that." I go, "Okay." So he's great. But it's me. I'm almost schizophrenic.
Wait,
there are a lot of people in your minds, Ant. A lot of people
with how everything's going, I might just permanently throw on a house dress and be Zia Lucia.
I want to be Zia Lucia. I want to wear a house dress. I really do.
Call it a house dress or a muumuu. And you let me tell you something. There's times I'm in the character and I'm doing a video. I leave it on for like 6 hours. I'll just chill on it. It's very flowy. A lot of air gets in it.
Anthony, I saw you did something where you were like addressing somebody at one point. Somebody wasn't happy with you, or you got a couple of posts of people weren't happy with something you did or said, and you came right on and you would. What was that about? Because I can't. My head's
I don't know. There's been
you were just addressing like comments that people were putting up.
I think it's when all this started, and the whole thing with George Floyd. And listen, my agent and my manager, they tell me all the time, don't address anything. I said, well, if my basis is that, number one, I don't censor myself. Number two, I don't walk on eggshells. And number three, I engage with my fans. By me hiding behind a vulnerable or a sensitive topic, to me, that's a cop-out. Right. So I have to address it, and when you address something where everyone's tensions are high and everyone's sensitivity is up, and, plus given the pandemic, everybody was inside already with tensions high. You have to address it knowing that I work on an 80-20 split. 20% of the people will never agree or might not like everything I do. And 80% are going to, follow me and strongly support me. So I said something where along the lines of, listen, enough is enough. It's becoming disgusting how quickly someone can attack another person based on opinion.
Yeah.
You guys have your opinion, I have mine. If we're both going to think our opinion is logical, why attack somebody? So I ended up putting something the other day it was two men. It was a picture I saw and I love the picture and I still stand behind it. I ended up removing it because I couldn't believe how many people had something wrong with it. It was a black man with a shirt. On the back of his shirt was Malcolm X.
That's it. That's it.
Hand. The guy on the left was a white man.
Yes.
An American flag shirt and a hat on. The back of the hat had what looked like a Confederate flag on.
That was it.
Everyone's like, well, I like this picture, except. I said, no. There is no except. This picture stands, and the symbolization is if two people, opposite races, can have obviously different views, can come together at a time like this, anybody can. That's the point of the picture. And then I put something out that said, I'm tired of all negativity, and it's making me sick to my stomach that I have to raise my kids in a world filled with so much hate. People were fighting on that. I have a sign that says, why can't we all be united and unified? And people are arguing. I'm like,
because here's the thing. I think we're all having frank discussions about very uncomfortable topics right now.
Right.
And because we're actually talking about race and where we stand and what we think, a lot of what we've been doing since 2010 or 2011 is typing on our phones. We sit there, we type, we put a comment, we put a like, and we don't have this discourse. And this is the discourse that people need to have, where we're talking about ideas about how we feel, what we think needs to be done to create a better tomorrow for our children. These are all the things that need to be done. And at times it does get uncomfortable. I mean, it is the sin of America, really. Our racism, really is a sin, and it is part of something that we all have grown up with in our own houses, whether we like it or not.
And I was going to go live tonight. I was going to go live tomorrow, but I have to address it. And my whole stance on it, it's like people are so misinformed and uneducated about it where, I never feel like my opinion is the final say. I always research, I look up, I read articles. With all this going on, my strong opinion about it, and again, not everyone has to agree, is, what happened was horrific. Everybody witnessed it. And I always say there's always that 5% of people that are they're out there and they're not going to go. They always just go against the grain. So let's say 95.
That's that 5% that is creating all the rioting and all the looting and taking away from the message. Yeah.
But if you had 95% of the people in this country watch what happened, watch that man die, everybody was against it. Everybody wanted justice. That was the time to bring everybody together. Then you have all these other groups that are missing the purpose. I'm sitting there, I'm going, how can you fight civil rights? How can you stand up to civil rights and you want justice, but at the same time you're breaking the law and stealing and looting, rioting?
Right.
That defeats the purpose. Then at the same time, I'm sitting and I got blown up on the internet because, again, everybody, twists everything. I looked at all the stories happening in Minneapolis when it first started. And I said, listen, I'm an Italian guy. Obviously, I'm not black. You can see I'm not black. But if there was a stance or a protest to stick up for the Italian culture, I'm not going to burn down Arthur Avenue or Mulberry Street. You're standing up for black rights, but yet you're burning businesses owned by black families. How is that not negating the whole purpose?
Yeah.
So I think we need to reframe it because, like you said, most of the protesters have been peaceful. I think it's the rioters and the looters that are in the protest that are the ones that are changing.
And that's what I was getting at. So
the conversation. After
I started watching it, and day by day, these protesters, these rioters, and you can't call them protesters, these rioters, these looters, they don't care about this, what's going on.
Exactly.
That has to be Right.
Yeah.
There's nothing that a 70-inch television has to do with George Floyd. There's nothing that breaking stores and stealing bags have to do with George Floyd. And what I'm pissed about is I have friends of mine that are protesting. They are standing with police officers because here's the whole thing. It's like, oh, well, if you stand up for cops, you're racist. If you don't stand with Black Lives Matter, you're racist. No,
I don't think that's the message at all. I mean, I think, like you said, I think people have to separate between rioters. People have to separate from protesters. And also, I mean, what they're really talking about is, reform, police reform. And police reform only happens on the local level, on the state level, level. And all mayors, I mean, former President Obama came out and spoke today and really was asking mayors all across the country to come up with an 8-point plan of real police reform. What holes? He said, please, banning shooting at moving vehicles, chokeholds and strange holes are part of the police reform. And he wants people and mayors to really look at how their police departments police and have more transparency. I mean, these are all parts of the first step in really doing this. But, it's
not going to be quick. Like I came out and said the other day, I said, let's face it, you're not going to get rid of racism. You're not going to. It's out there. But this fight is against the police department. Listen, I looked it up. There's Black people killed by cops. There's white people killed by cops. There's all different types. Cops need, it's like, my concern is not the bad cops. They're always going to be bad cops. My concern is the good cops have to keep them in check. You had other officers standing around. They stop that guy, George Floyd lives. If you stand there and watch it go down, you're just as guilty. So it's a whole thing with the police department. And, there's nothing that says you can't support Black lives, you can't support all lives, and you can't support the men and women in blue that deserve to carry and hold that badge.
But the problem is, the point of this is that there are people in this country that do believe that Black lives are not of value. And that is the sad part.
Right, exactly. And you're always gonna, and I don't think you're gonna ever convince those people. But
and that's why
if we unite and we come together as human beings, listen, I say it all the time. Every group of people, whites, Blacks, Hispanics, any group, for you doctors, lawyers, politicians, every group has their ignorant bunch. Every group. You have idiots in every single group and category. But the problem is a lot of times those idiots and those ignorant people become louder than the people like us that have no problem of your skin color. I have fans of all races, and I embrace that. So we have to be louder, come together, protest the right way, and drown those other idiots out. And until that happens, listen, I think some good can come out of all this. The riots, the shootings, the violence. You're not going to get violence. You're not going to fight violence with violence. You're not going to end hate with hate. So I think a good can come out of this because of how many people, everything was brought to the forefront where I don't care what side you stand on. There was no other way of looking at what happened and not seeing that cop killing that man. Yeah. Where, listen, what made it eerie to watch, it's the first time I've ever seen police brutality where there wasn't an argument going on. There was no scrub. There was no fighting. Laying on the ground, 8 minutes, knee on his neck.
Anthony, let me ask you a question.
Put him in the truck. Why is he on the floor? So it was so it was so plain and simple to see.
That position, that hold has been banned by pretty much every police department in this country.
Yeah.
In this country.
Yeah.
I mean, so many heads of police departments have come out and said that hold has been completely banned.
The whole thing though was eerie. I was watching it and I'm like, the guy's staring at the camera. He doesn't have a worry in the world of what he's doing. People are looking at him. But again, you want to arrest? What was your reasoning? You want to arrest the guy? The trunk, the door was open. Put him in the back of the truck. And then the ambulance came, and it was just a weird situation. But there's no looking at it. You having common sense and not seeing what happened. So hopefully, once all these riots stop, this can actually bring people together and say, you know what, they're right. And I had a friend of mine that came at me. He goes, why is everyone saying Black Lives Matter? All lives should matter. I go, yes. There's nothing wrong with saying all lives matter. However,
it's not what we're talking about now.
Let me ask you a question. I've got friends of all races. Have you ever gotten pulled over by the cop and you had more of a concern than just getting a ticket?
Yeah,
no. I said, well, that's the problem. I had a friend of mine, black kid I went to school with. We're driving. This was years ago. He got pulled over. I'm like, what's the matter with you? He was like, dude, this is going to be bad. I go, why? He goes, I always get in big black kid, 6'5", like sweetest kid in the world. He just has, he's big. He goes, you know how many times I've had a gun pulled on me because I forgot to put on my blinker?
Yeah.
And I see the cop come up. Thank God it was a good cop. And he obviously knowing how to do his job and does a profile. But I mean, listen, it's a problem. And I just hope to God we could all come together because I don't want to raise my kids in this type of condition. It's horrible.
Listen, we got about a minute left. I give you 30 seconds to answer this question because I asked it last night, Suki. What's going to make these people stop the protests right now? What do they need to hear and from who to make them stop the daily protests? What do they need to hear?
Listen, you need justice for the other cops that stood there. You need,
they're being charged.
They got charged today. Yeah, they got federally charged today.
Listen,
and he got upgraded to second degree murder.
My opinion, and it's, obviously we live in a harsh world and I'm very realistic with things. You're going to have some people, like my wife, that you're never going to make happy. I mean, that's just, I've given up trying to make my wife happy. I've accepted it. She's never going to be happy. But you're going to have some people that just aren't happy with anything unless, you literally execute the man on national TV, which obviously that's not going to happen.
Right.
But I think you got to start having people in check. I've always been that type of guy that I'm never a follower. I always try to lead. I don't go with anybody. If some people are walking in this direction, I want to know what they're walking towards before I follow them. And I remember in high school, I was a class clown, but if I saw somebody getting bullied, even if I didn't know the kid, I'd step in and what are you doing? And I think we need more of that. If I don't think it's enough not to be racist anymore. I keep seeing this term, you have to be anti-racist. And I think that's a strong point. You see somebody doing something, whether it's, they're doing something to a white person, black person, Hispanic.
You got to stand up and be part of the solution. You got to stand up for human equity, humanity. We're all part of this one community.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of
we have to teach our kids, like, that isn't the Asian kid in the corner. Oh, who's that kid in the corner?
Oh.
Well, it's not the little Asian girl. Why don't you call her by what she's wearing? She's wearing a pink dress. She's got pigtails. She's got glitter. We got to stop describing ourselves by by our color to our children, because children don't see color.
You know what I did for the last couple of days? My daughter, and listen, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. It's in my comedy. It's in my everyday life. I'm a very passionate person. I love life. I love, the country we live in. I support anybody that supports me, and I respect you if you respect me. I was brought up very old school. My daughter has a friend that lives down the street that they just recently moved in. She became very close with her. She's my daughter's 4. This girl's 6. They're from Trinidad. And my daughter gets very dark in the summertime. I mean, real dark. She loves having a tan. She says to me, Daddy, can I go play with Aria? And I said, who's Aria? She goes, my tan friend that lives up the street. She thinks she's got a tan. She goes, I finally found someone tan like me. And I'm watching them play. And I said to myself, my wife looked at me, she goes, what's the matter? Because you could see I'm getting emotional. And I said, if anybody in this country wants to know how to properly treat a person without looking at skin color and race, you study a child. You go into any kindergarten or first grade before they start, getting their own opinions about things, and watch how they play together. My daughter doesn't see color. This other little girl doesn't see that my daughter's a different color. They see that they're kids. And I'm watching it, and I started getting emotional. I had to walk in the house because, God forbid, I shed a tear in front of my daughter. She forget it, 1,000 questions. But the fact of the matter is, a kid is not born with hate. A kid is born with all the love in the world. Yeah. They don't know what hate is until it's taught to them. So I think it starts in the house. You've got to start teaching your kids to treat people with respect. My question that I've had with all these riders, where the hell are their parents? All these people are mostly young. Yeah. I couldn't come home without, if there was a fight by my house in my area, my father, where were you tonight?
Yeah.
I was at my friend's house. Yeah? Give me the number. I'm going to call. I said, why? Because there was a fight down the street, and if you were part of that fight, I'm going to break your legs. I'm like, Dad, I was at my friend's house. Call the friend's house. I'm like, shit, I was at the fight. I wasn't afraid of cops growing up. I was afraid of my parents. And parenting like that has gotten lost. And you got to show your kids the right way, man. Because if they grow up to have hate in them, it's from you. blame the parents.
Yeah.
Anthony, listen, man, we love you. Everybody's writing in. Everybody loves you. Where can the folks who are
Yeah,
just
the podcast too, Anthony.
Yeah, where can folks find you, my friend?
You can find me in my basement, hiding from my family.
Me too.
Rodia Comedy on on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and to all the people that are watching, all my fans. I know I've been MIA for the last 3 days. This has gotten to me a lot. Where it's listen, to make people laugh, you gotta have it in you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make a video. I'm not gonna do something that I don't think has my 125% in it. So I kind of had to put the brakes on to have everything sink in, take everything in for what it is.
But also, but also, I mean, I applaud you because you do have a platform, and because you have a platform, you have to be able to use it to be able to enlighten and talk about things that are uncomfortable. And you are in a very, particular position because humor, in so many instances, has been able to be that wedge that takes an uncomfortable topic and that's able to really open up the topic so we can really explore why we're all so uncomfortable about it. Yeah. And the fact of the matter is Black families are just sick and tired of being sick and tired. They want to have the same rights. They want to have their kids graduate. They want to have their kids be able to buy houses, be able to have, not have the inequality when it comes to getting loans, student loans, buying homes, getting jobs. I mean, it's all of those things that we're talking about that are coming to the forefront. And yeah, it feels like a chasm, but you know what? I think they're just like, we have been here and have been treated like second-class citizens for a really long time, and we're tired. And, since Trayvon Martin, when the Black Lives Matter movement started, there have been so many instances where kids have died senselessly. Amir Rice. I mean, we could just go on with how many people that have died. I mean,
I had somebody tell me last night. I made a comment on an Instagram page because yesterday was Blackout Tuesday and everybody put a black box up. Well, you know what? I think again, I don't follow the trend, and I personally, if you don't feel it in your heart, what's happening, is meaningful, and you truly putting up a black box doesn't mean anything if there's no feelings behind it. So I didn't want to just put up a black box. I put up a black box, and it had a white man's hand joined with a black man's hand, and they made the form of a heart. And I got crap for that. Well, what's that? Well, why would you put up something political?
You're never gonna please them.
How is this political? It's two men of different races joining together. I thought the picture was beautiful. And
that's what makes this country great, right? All races, all religions, all creeds, everybody American under one flag. We all breathe the same. We all bleed the same.
All three of us are different. All three of us are going to live and die. That's it. Bottom line. If we bleed the same color. And one gentleman, black guy, said to me, goes, "What do you know about racism and discrimination? You're white." I go, "First of all, my parents came here as Italian immigrants in the 70s. You don't think Italians were discriminated against? They looked at my family like peasants because they were immigrants, Irish immigrants, Italian immigrants. You came over as an immigrant. You were looked at as a peasant. So don't tell me I don't know what discrimination is. I said my parents dealt with it. I don't agree with it. You don't have to be black to be against racism and discrimination. You got to be a person. You got to be a person with a heart. That's it. And if you don't have a heart, that's on you."
Anthony, your fans right now have us to thank for sucking you out of that in-ground pool. I mean,
I'm going back outside.
Above-ground pool and pulling you out of your.
I don't know what a skimmer is. I don't know what the hell a skimmer is, but I got to pull it in. So I might not be well later on tonight.
We love you, pal. Thanks for coming out, my man. Good conversation.
All right. And I love the toys behind you. It looks like you broke into a 6-year-old's room.
Dude, I'm hiding in the basement just like you.
I don't blame you.
He's worse. He's in a closet.
Well, when you come out of the closet, know that it's okay to come out of the closet.
I will be coming out soon.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for having me on.
Love you, bud.
Right.
Thank you, Anthony. Bye, Anthony.
It's great. Isn't he great? Smart.
Right,
I always tell you about comedians are always they're smart. They got to be smart to be funny, and he's one of those guys, and he's really.
Listen, he's very thoughtful. I mean, and I think that was very honest of him to say, you know what, I had to go back in the bunker to come back out. I had to go back in the basement, regroup a little bit to come back out and be funny. It does take a lot out of you. You're putting yourself out on the line every day, right?
Are you ready to just get freaked out some more?
Let's get freaked out. Mentalist, magician.
Out, Soup, because I did promise you one of the finest in magical illusionry, if that's even a term.
Illusionry?
John B. Bourne, come on in here, my friend.
Come on.
Good evening.
How are you, John?
I'm doing great. Pleasure to be here.
Good to
Johnny,
see you.
this is Suki. Good to see you, my friend. How's it going?
I'm doing great. I've been doing my best to take advantage of quarantine time, and I've been actually working on a brand new show called Isolation.
Isolation.
Perfectly named, apropos. Very
You know, with that in mind, I think I'm going to welcome you to the Isolation Theater.
Look at that, Suk.
What the heck?
Huh? That was like Wizard of Oz going from black and white into the color.
Here we
I
are.
know this and nothing happens, John. Nothing happens.
Johnny, how you doing, bud? So you got this isolation because obviously, you know, and listen, we've had magicians on and everybody's adapting to the quarantine and doing shows online. And you have one of the best shows going right now with Isolation. Tell us about it. Kick us into we need some good escapism right now.
Yeah, my pleasure. Well, you know what? I've got to say that it's such an interesting change to try something like this because for the last year I've been on the road, 2 suitcases, flying every week in different parts of the world, and to be stable and have a place where I have access to anything I want is just like an amazing difference. So the difference in between doing miracles and mind games on the road and this is just really exciting. So, you know, I do want to do something live for you.
Go ahead.
Maybe I would tease you a bit. I've got
Scotty
a
likes
little video from an act I did in 2006 to win the World Championships of Close-Up Magic. And it's about 2 minutes long, so I figured I'd tease you with that, and then we'd come back and do something special for you. How's that sound?
Go ahead, my friend. The floor is yours.
Let's pull it up here.
All right.
A simple effect with 4 coins. Watch. All it takes is a wave, and the first coin travels. You can applaud if you like. So the idea is that they travel from one side to the other. In fact, I'm going to move them out just a bit. 3 and 1 becomes 2 and 2. Now I've gotten so good at this, I can even switch hands, mostly because I have to. 2 and 2 becomes 3 and 1. And last but not least, the final coin. To a huge round of applause happens now. Thank you very much. Now, just for the magicians in the crowd, so far it's all happened one at a time, but if I was any good, I'd be able to make them all go. Now we're going to go ahead and spread them out into 4 different parts of the mat. Watch, all it takes is a little touch, and instantly it goes. We're going to spread it one more touch, and instantly they go back. So let's do it one last time. 4 coins, 4 parts of the mat. Watch, ready? 1, 2, 3, and they all go. Thank you. So let's try something a little bit different. I'd like to show you something you're not going to see anywhere else in the world. It's done with 4 coins, 4 English pennies, as they change to 4 $half. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now they had to go somewhere. A purse that was once shown empty is now full again. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow.
What was that?
That's some. So that won you,
right?
Close-Up Magician of the Year, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know, with that as a little teaser, you know, I thought I might be bold here for a second. And typically, you know, I've watched a few videos of yours, and typically I would choose which person based on what I was about to display, but I'm thinking that I'm going to be a bit bold here, and I'm going to allow you guys to talk amongst yourselves and decide who's going to make the important decision for the show here today.
Oh, Suki always makes the important decision.
Okay. Well, I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, Suki, it's hard to point the right way when you. All right, you know what I'm going to do?
Do it, Scotty. You do it. You do it.
You know, let the man do it, all right? Let the guy.
God, the man does it all the time, Scotty. The man does it all the time.
Suki, just stay in that kitchen. I'm going to take care of this.
Well, you know what? You've seen that I've got a little ability in sleight of hand, so I don't want there to be any distractions. In fact, I'm going to take my ring off here, and let's do it nice and close so you can see exactly what's going to happen.
Oh, look at this, Suki. He's
All
got
right.
10 cameras in there.
So, ring inside, and we'll just leave it. We'll leave it here so you can see it. We've got a deck of cards, and I'm going to do my best to show you up close here that each and every single card in the deck is different. I try to go nice and slow. And you know what? Since we chose Scott, I'm going to take a moment here and make a quick prediction for you.
Oh, we got predictions, Suk.
Prediction, Scotty.
They always get us right every time.
Well, you know what? There's no guarantee on this, but I'm going to do my best. Scott, I'm just going to deal these cards to the table one at a time.
Go ahead.
When you're comfortable, I want you to say stop whenever you'd like. Now, I'm not going to give you an opportunity to change your mind. So when you're comfortable, we will take the card that is in my hand.
Stop.
Right there. Now, that's kind of a split decision here. We've got a card on the table here, and we've got a card in my hand. What do you prefer?
I'm going card on the table.
Great decision. Interesting. Well, I guess before I go any further, I should show you that if we would have gone any further, you would have had the 8 of spades or any one of these. Any later, it would have been the 4 of hearts or the 4 of spades or the 2 of clubs. Let's take a look and see what you actually picked today.
All right.
Okay, fair enough. You see that?
3 of hearts.
3 of hearts, fair enough. And we'll bury the 3 back into the deck. That's probably about 35 cards down or so with one shuffle. So Scott, I make a living as a mentalist, and I take people's thoughts and I create crazy stories. What's interesting about this is I had a deck of cards. I let you guys choose who was going to make the decision, and based on the decision, I made a little prediction here. And wouldn't it be interesting if that said the 3?
Damn it, Suki.
I don't understand how that happened, Scotty. I just don't even get it.
Suki, did they manipulate my mind? Did he
They
do
did.
something
They
there?
did.
You know what, though? What's even more important, if you want to bring the screen back out here, is that as a mentalist, I do things based on decisions, and incredible things take place. But as a magician, they always say the hand is quicker than the eye, yes?
Yeah.
So I'm here to tell you that if the guy's good enough, the hand can be quicker than the camera.
Whoa.
See, that one final shuffle I gave it, I actually stole the 3 of hearts out of the deck. It is no longer
In the deck.
there. I'm telling you, it's no longer there. Now, if it's not there, it had to go somewhere.
Uh-oh.
See, just a moment ago, I had a ring inside of a bag, and now you can see something different is
Oh
inside.
my God, there's your ring.
Wrapped inside of my ring is a playing card. And that, as well, is your
Oh, man.
Wow.
Suki, that's unbelievable.
Thank
That's unbelievable.
But you know what, guys? I'm being honest here.
It's
My
a-
mind
I was
is
fast enough to sneak that 3 of hearts out, rolled up, and put it inside of my ring, inside of a bag that's been sitting in front of you the whole time. Then who's to say that I wasn't fast enough to write down the 3 of hearts behind the table and switch it for the prediction that's been sitting in front of you once you decided to pick one out of these cards? I mean, after all, Scott, you took your time in saying stop. So today I want you to be sure that you walk away knowing you saw something special and that I accurately predicted your decision. And there's only one way to do that.
Oh, boy.
That's to make a prediction that I can't change. So I decided to do that for you tonight. What I've done, and if anybody has an extra phone or an extra tablet with them, pull it out. And I want you to go to Instagram.com/John B. Magic.
This is all of us?
Absolutely. Feel free. And I'll guide you online as well. However, if you do have a phone, go ahead. And if you have the Instagram app, you can look up John B. Magic in the search.
John B.
And for the rest of you that don't, I will share that with you right now.
John B. Magic. There it is.
Great. Let's see if I can pull it up here so that you guys can see it on my screen.
Okay.
And it looks like we have two.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're getting a split display here. However, we can move forward, and those at home that can see it as well. But this is my Instagram.
Okay.
And you can see that it's got pictures of me within the last year and a half of doing performances all over the world and international TV spots. Actually, this one's pretty funny. This is my quarantine audience here.
I saw that.
But the most important one is the very latest one, and that's what I made for you guys.
Okay.
You see, Instagram is always timestamped, so you can't change the timestamp without completely changing the picture. And I made a little video for you guys, and you can see here is made 5 hours ago.
I see it.
Excited to be the featured guest on the Suki and Scott show tonight. This prediction is for you. Let's play it and see what happens.
Oh, Jesus.
And that is the 3 of Hearts.
Oh my God.
That's from 5 hours ago. That's unbelievable. That's from 5 hours. I just looked.
I saw that. Remember I said to you, Scotty, I just saw it on his Instagram page. He had a song.
That's unbelievable.
My pleasure. So I thought I'd share just a little piece of some of the things I've been coming up with lately.
That's unbelievable. John, if people want to hire you for anything during this quarantine, the isolation show, how do they get you?
Yeah, absolutely. JohnBorn.com, JohnBorn.com. You can also follow me on social media. The Instagram is John B. Magic, and we've got Facebook, my personal and my business, John B. Magic and John B. Born. And there you're not only going to have opportunities to see some of my adventures, but I'm going to be releasing some really cool things that allow you to learn magic and mentalism and some extra ideas that you should be able to have fun with while you're in quarantine.
Unbelievable. Suki, I got to start learning how to do some magic.
You do. You love magic. This is like your wheelhouse. He needs help, John. That's basically what. You need to give him one-on-one lesson.
There is nothing like it. It's a blast. I started when I was 12 years old under my grandfather. He did magic for over 30 years as a hobby. And so I grew up learning kind of the classics of magic from him. And eventually I got interested in sleight of hand with cards and flourishes. And then eventually, when I was probably around 22 or so, really started to invest into psychology and decisions. And eventually it became a show all about people making decisions and crazy things happen, peppered with amazing magical moments. And that's the Miracles in Mind Game show that I travel with.
That's wild.
Love it.
John, listen, Friday night we have Donna D'Erico on the show. Could you teach me a trick maybe later on? Just something I could impress her with?
You know what? If you give me a call, I'd be happy to do that.
Thank you, my friend. I just wanted to, I know you had won that contest, and I mean, just the sleight of hand is phenomenal. It's
my pleasure. And one other thing that you might find kind of interesting, because I have got several other interests besides this as a performance art. I'm an author of 4 books. And,
wow.
I've got 3 of them here in front of me. Several are designed for the innovation side of psychology and sleight of hand for magicians. But one of my latest is a book written about poker. And it's 560 pages, and it's called Cheating at Texas Hold'em. Let's see if it analyzes the casinos, online play, and private games, and shows how cheating takes place, how to prevent it, how to detect it. And I apply the devious thinking of a magician towards what's possible. And it's real exploration and really kind of an insightful education for players that take the game seriously, so they know that they're playing in a legit game. So
I love it.
Johnny, thank you, my
I
friend.
actually been big on Texas Hold'em, so John, I'm going to be getting that book.
Yeah, my pleasure. And if you ever get to see Isolation or Miracles in Mind Games, I do demonstrations based on blackjack and Texas Hold'em that are out of this world. They're absolutely crazy. So hopefully you get to see that one day as well.
Cool.
That's right.
We're losing Scotty, but it's johnbborn.com for more information, and also John Born Magic on Instagram. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, John B Magic, letter B Magic. JohnBorn.com, JohnBorn.com. And then on Facebook, you can look up John B Born or John B Magic, and you'll find one or the other of my pages. I don't know, Scotty's stuck, but listen, well, you have one more quick trick for everybody because, Debbie Hollinger wants to know, are the books on Amazon? Are they all on Amazon? Or where you can go to johnborn.com for immediate shipping. And some of them you might find on Amazon. It depends on whether you want the one for Cheating Texas Hold'em or some of the magician books. But what the hell just happened, Scotty? What happened?
Super. I thought I hit John. I was trying to put up your thing for whatchamacallit, for the isolation. Yes. And the whole thing went dark on me. I thought I lost everything. Well, inside of that, you'll find different posters and things. And this gives you a little bit of the look of some of the styling that I'm going with. But I have absolutely been having a blast doing this, and I've never expected to do online shows. And what's so interesting is it completely changes the tool sets of what we're using, right? Because the eyes are completely different, focused on the screen, than when in person. We have different things we can take advantage and it's just such an interesting way to approach a show as a creator. I'm loving it. John is great. A lot of people that are buying that book already about his brother plays poker, Irene Fitzhugh. Yeah, it is actually a perfect Christmas gift or birthday gift for somebody that plays poker. It's really different. So awesome, Johnny. Thank you, my friend. Love to have you back, guys. I loved it. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy. Thank you. Be good, my friend. Thank you, pal. Wow, Sue, unbelievable. Great show, great show. Where the hell did you go? I was like, I thought I clipped everybody. I thought I clipped. You didn't clip. I was still live, and I was like, okay, we're still live. Okay, we're not even done. We're not even done yet. I hope you're not in a rush. We got more things to do. We've got the Weatherman, David G. We got Will standing by. We got a visit from the Weatherman. Hold on, let's get to weather. We got to check in.
Up in the sky, it's a bird. It's a plane. It's Weatherman. That's me, David G. Still COVID-free, living the quarantine dream. Guys, during the chaos, I had a chance to read your texts and emails over the last few days, and this one in particular stood out. If you don't mind, I'd like to take a moment to read it to you. It's from a top fan named Sheila from Staten Island, and Sheila writes, "Dear Weatherman, I'm a big fan of the Suki and Scott show, and I look forward to seeing your forecasts. They always make me smile. I was just wondering how someone like yourself decided to become a meteorologist."
Scotty, we lost the audio. You lost the audio.
grades in high school weren't that great. And I didn't really get along with the teachers.
I think you know where the front office is.
You dick! When I went to Weatherman school, that was a whole different story. It was one big party. You know you make me wanna lift my head up and shout the way like it. Come on down. Although I wound up failing out.
Mr. Blutowski. 0.0.
You're out. Finished at paper, expelled. I want you off this campus at 9 o'clock Monday morning. In the early 90s, I tried my hand at professional wrestling. All right, everyone, this Monday night. Back then, I was Starman, and you might recognize the interviewer.
He stands at 7'7" tall. His name is the Starman. My guest at this time, Starman, come on in. The guy weighs 360 pounds. The New York City area just buzzing about this Monday night, 8 o'clock in Madison Square Garden, the Starman.
One of the most defining days of my life is when I bowled my 300 and wound up in the Bowling Hall of Fame. In 2017 is when it all hit me. A bolt of lightning. And when I got up, I knew I wanted to be a meteorologist. You're a weatherman. Well, Sheila, I hope that was helpful and answered your question. All right, let's talk about the weather as we take a look at the AccuPhone forecast. We're looking at hot and sticky this week. You're going to want to dress accordingly. Temperatures in the 80s. All right, you're going to want to tune in Friday because your weatherman is going to perform an illusion that has never been attempted before. Not by Houdini, Copperfield, or Mind Freak. This is David G, still COVID-free, saying, see you Friday, everybody.
All right.
Some folks are saying there was no audio, huh?
Yeah. I texted you. I was like, I can't hear it. I can't.
Did it pop in eventually?
It popped in around Spicoli.
Oh, really? I may have to rerun that again when we're done, Suki. After I let you go, maybe I'll rerun that again. Let's bring in our boy, Presti's Testys. What's up, bro?
And his testes. He's squeezing his testes right now.
What? Hey. What is this? What is this opening that I get? He's squeezing his testes right now. What's going on? Let's have some dignity here.
Will Presti.
That screen.
Sugi, you're all dressed up. What's going on here?
I had a big meeting today. You know, I had to get dressed up.
Oh, not for us, but for the big.
You know, a girl's got to start to look normal at some point. You know,
I mean, sing it, sister. Now, you guys, the magic was unbelievable, huh?
Well, that guy was really good, right? The sleight of hand. I mean, you don't realize when it's so close like that.
That was really good. I think there's a really good. You're into magic, right, Suki?
Yeah.
There's a movie I think you'd love. It's all about that stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard. It's What's that? What'd you say?
Spank the Monkey.
No, I was thinking Magic Mike, but you know. Whatever gets you wheezing, I say.
Will didn't see the beginning of the show.
I saw it. No, I think I know that movie though. I don't know.
You do know that movie because you probably watch it every night.
We were reading from a book about a monkey named.
Why don't we start over? You guys, how are you doing? Are you guys okay?
Doing good. What's going on with the head? So much to dissect. I mean, what can we do?
Boy, let me tell you, I was thinking of you. No offense,
guys. Just so you know, I just had a nice little flicker of power here because we got a storm going on. So if we lose the show, you know what happened. Everything just went off. Everything's flickering in my house. The air conditioning.
This is like breaking live news. Talk about the weather. You okay?
I don't know, man. I look like.
Okay.
The lights are out outside, and I think there's a storm coming through. But so
You have
listen,
a generator, Scotty? You have a generator?
if we go off, then it's just it's just a storm.
If a tornado comes and sweeps you right out of the basement, we loved you.
I'm not moving.
Any last words?
I'm not moving.
All right. Well, listen. I was thinking, Suki. I was thinking of you a lot this weekend. No offense to Scott. We're on the space station.
I know.
You're excited? You watched it? I know you're like.
I watched it on Saturday. I was very excited. It's just an incredible thing that after it ended with NASA, now you have a private company, Elon Musk, taking people to space and eventually to the moon. He said that's the next mission, right?
It's unreal. I was watching. I'm like, I'm afraid to fly in a plane, and I'm watching these guys. I'm so nervous. I'm like, they're choosing to leave a planet. Like, just think about that conceptually.
That's a good move. That was a great move.
You know what? I was going to say, a couple days went by. I get it. I think I get it. I'm on board for the next ticket. The three of us will get up on there. But hey, let's guess. Let's do a little guessing game here, okay? Guess who odds makers are saying is going to be pregnant by the end of the year, if not already. Besides Suki.
The Duchess, what's her name? Not Megan. Megan
Markle.
You know, you're in the family.
Meghan Markle.
They're saying that Kate Middleton's going to crank out another kid before the end of the year.
I like Kate Middleton.
But 4 kids? What is that? That'd be 4 kids, right? In what, 6 years?
Yeah, when it's good, it's good.
6-7 years? I mean, they say it's an over-under thing. Like, they're taking the over that by the end of the year she'll be under Prince William again. It's
she's solidifying her greatness.
Apparently, I guess there's like body language experts that say apparently the other day she was holding her stomach in a certain way during a photo op, and some body language experts are saying it could be the early stages of pregnancy, while others are saying it could just be the late stages of Chipotle. So they weren't sure what was going on with her stomach. There we go. Now we're moving. But I don't know, man. 4 kids in 6 years. Apparently, Prince William, huge fan of pro soccer, huge fan of pro rugby. Not that big on prophylactics, apparently. This guy, it's like someone's got to tell this guy he doesn't have to butter the English muffin every time. You know what I mean? It's like, switch it up. Be a royal pain in the ass once in a while, if you know.
Hey now.
Listen.
Now, wrap that rascal.
You move the show back for a reason, all right? It's a half hour later. I know what I'm allowed to say. But realistically, though, pregnancies have not been easy for her. She suffers from serious morning sickness. I don't know if you ever had to deal with that. She's got this severe type of morning sickness called hyperemesis gravidarum. Mm-hmm. So apparently the other big news is that the father of her kids is actually Harry Potter. Which is hyperemesis gravidarum. Who comes up with this stuff? Disney Pixar. You guys fans? You got Disney Plus?
Oh, absolutely.
The movie Out. Are you up
on
this?
I loved it.
Okay, so Out, right? The first Disney film to feature a gay lead. Everyone's very happy about this, except for Bert and Ernie's agent. He's like, what do I got to do to get my guys?
What happened to us?
They've been busting their asses for 50 years. I didn't mean that in any other way. But, now Disney Pixar, guys, think of the movie titles that they have, right? Up, Out, Inside Out, Onward. It's like, it sounds like someone set their GPS to Tarzan. Like, what? Up, Out, Inside Out, Onward. I hate the one-word titles. This is really something that gets to me. We used to have movies, Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid. It told you what it was about. Now it's just all these quick, like Frozen and Brave.
You gotta figure it out.
It's just, I don't like it. It's like Beauty and the Beast now would be called like Beastly, or like The Lion King would be called like Pride, right? Or Beast. It loses a little bit of the flavor, but they're saying it's getting some Oscar buzz already. It could be a favorite for Best Animated Feature, whereas Khloe Kardashian's Nose is the favorite for Best Reanimated Feature. So that's where that was for Scott. He's been asking for a Khloe nose joke for quite some time. Speaking of the Kardashians, I know we're all huge fans. Kim and Kanye are threatening to sue their former bodyguard because he's been spilling secrets about them on different shows and stuff. And it's like, if there's one thing that a couple with their own weekly reality series values, it's privacy. So, you gotta make sure you're not spilling the beans. This guy says Kanye is the moodiest, neediest, and cheapest person that he's ever met. He said he had all sorts of crazy rules. You can't stand more than 10 feet behind Kim at any moment, which I didn't think was physically possible anyway, to be less than 5. But the guy said that Kanye would call the paparazzi before they would leave the house and then yell at the bodyguard if he got between Kanye and the photos being taken.
Hey.
And to me, it's like this bodyguard had the opposite job of most bodyguards. Most bodyguards, it's like, he's got a gun, look out, and you dive in front of your client. This guy's like, he's got a camera, look out, and you dive away from your client. It's just, I don't know. But how you guys doing with the quarantine lockdown? Are you guys getting on your...
Scotty, the rain is coming down. Just wanted to tell you. It's pouring.
It's pouring.
Yeah,
are your family, you getting on each other's nerves at all? Or are you guys, everybody in the house?
Oh, yeah.
That was way before the quarantine.
Yeah, that was like the first week.
Oh, everyone's going through it, though. I get Kristen Cavallari, Megan Fox, Julianne Hough have all, since lockdown, become available.
Yes.
Because of the fighting. And this is great news for unrealistic guys everywhere that think they have a shot with any of these people. But Cavallari was with,
with Jay Cutler.
She was with Jay Cutler. And the good news with him is his facial expression doesn't have to change because he's looked like he's going through a divorce for the past 15 years. Jay Cutler, I always said he looks like a drunk Matthew Perry. He just sits there on the sidelines. He's just like this. So no one even knew the difference there. But I guess, let's see. Ozzy Osbourne.
Who's Megan Fox dating? Who's she caught?
Green. Brian Austin Green. She was married to Brian Austin Green.
Oh, but isn't she seeing some guy that's like the Big Hulk or something like that?
The Big Hulk? I don't know. Is it?
Are we referring to his nether region?
Are there more of us?
Yeah, Megan Fox, right?
I'm not sure who Megan Fox. If she's already moved on, is that what you?
No, they're in the process of getting divorced, aren't they?
She was caught in a car with somebody.
Oh, all right. What's going on here? Is what I want to know.
Could have been me.
Haircut. Yeah, it could have been you.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly? No way.
Yeah, she's Machine Gun Kelly.
Ah, jeez.
Sounds like a safe decision.
That's depressing.
Ozzy Osbourne. Apparently, I don't know if you guys are fans.
Ozzy, yeah, Crazy Train, bro.
Crazy Train. He says that he's going to probably retire in the next 5 to 10 years, or that he'll probably breathe fire and then have 5 to 10 beers. Nobody could make out what he was saying. Remember when him and Sharon were rumored to be getting a divorce? It didn't happen, but people said that he was going to be filing for irreconcilable differences. She was going to file for unrecognizable sentences. It was going to be a whole thing. Here's a story for you. You guys are going to like this one. A Virginia man allegedly has over the past few months stolen $200,000 worth of quarters from gas station vacuum machines.
Wow.
He goes back and forth. They can't catch him. $200,000 in quarters. And the good news for him is even if he gets arrested, he'll be able to make 800,000 phone calls. So it's really, he'll be able to find somebody to help him out. Birthdays, celebrity birthdays. Anderson Cooper turned 52 today.
Wow.
Yeah, 20 years after his hair did. And I got a Twitter poll for you fine people. All right. Let's see. I asked people on Twitter to name something that everyone loves that you can't stand. What comes to your guys' mind? Anything off the top of your head that everyone's just all about? You know, I don't like cream cheese. Everybody douses their bagels with
love cream cheese.
I don't like cream cheese. Is there something that you can think of?
I'm not a Starbucks coffee fan.
Me either.
Not a fan of Starbucks. We got.
Yeah, I'll agree with him on that.
Mayonnaise. Some answers people wrote mayonnaise, sushi. A couple people just ripping on mushrooms. Like, I don't know.
Mushroom.
I like fungi.
Yeah,
like fungi.
Fungi or fungi soup.
Fungi. I like
Tiger King.
I had a time with a fun guy.
Yeah, he's a fun guy.
Hey, I mean, Suki, what am I going to do if you're doing comedy now? I got nothing.
Hey, don't they call you the Big Hulk?
Don't they call you? No, they call him the Big Brajol.
Oh, hey. Neil Young was another one we had. Grey's Anatomy. I don't know.
Ain't it foggy outside?
You know, I've never seen the Tiger King. Was that not Neil Young?
That was America, I
I
think.
know.
Wait, who sings "We're Coming to America"?
That's Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond.
Is that who you were doing? Hey,
On
I
the
mean,
boats and on the plane.
is that who? That's Neil.
That's
what?
Neil
That's
Diamond.
Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond. Okay, and London Calling by the Clash. Excuse me. Some
Oh
people
my
were
God,
saying
that was like one of my favorite soundtracks in life.
not
London
a fan.
Calling.
You guys are sticking with Starbucks. That's going to be it.
That's
Yeah.
it. I love
Starbucks
London. Have you ever listened to London Calling?
London
I feel like they just
Calling.
play it.
her.
They play it whenever any sitcom or show goes to London, and it's kind of just like cliche at some point.
Have you listened to the rest of the album besides that other song?
No,
Mm.
I wasn't around for the Clash.
It's a youngster.
That's our time. That's my time.
I know, but anyway, so
It's my time. It's my time.
that's what's going on right now.
All right,
that's,
you big
that's what,
Brajol.
that's what
Thank
else
you
is
so much
going
for coming. Can you spell Brajol?
Brajol, it's Nope. Brajol.
Brajol.
Bracchiole. Bracchiole.
Will, we
I can
love
tell
you, buddy.
you,
You coming back Friday?
Yeah, I'll come back Friday. I'll have some more stuff. We'll see if Kate's really pregnant. We'll see what happened over there.
All right, you got it,
Let's
brother.
see.
You guys are the best, hottest ticket in town. Everybody's talking about you.
Listen, not
Scott-
everybody can hang in this kitchen or sit in his closet. You know what I mean?
And make it work.
Scott, if you see a witch go by on a bike with a basket by the window, just hold on to something and tell your
No,
relatives you love them.
I think we're good now. Everything's good. We're fine.
The storm
Good to
just
go?
passed, Scotty. Everything just kind of calmed down right now.
Because before you said you had a magician on, and then all of a sudden I look up and I see two Scots.
That was
I'm like,
wacky. That was wacky.
You
I have
showed
no
up
idea what the
magician
hell
real
happened.
bad. I didn't realize you could do human. What is that? Fission or not osmosis? Whatever the
I
opposite
went.
of that
I went for the screen share. I was going to promote something for the guy, and next thing you know, my whole screen went black. I thought the whole broadcast went down.
It made
Scotty,
the show.
seriously, you were like frozen and then you popped up. It was whack. How did you? I thought you did a still story of yourself and then you. I didn't know what you did. I was like, what is he doing?
Unreal. William, we'll
All right,
see
guys.
you on Friday, buddy.
Sounds good. See you
What's the name
soon.
of that book again?
Which book? Oh, Spank the Monkey.
You know what? Spank the Monkey likes to bust a nut.
I mean,
Suki,
I don't
you
want
know
to bring
what?
up.
I
I don't want to bring up the beaver from last show. Okay.
Wait, that speaking of beaver, that same
about
woman,
beaver.
that same woman who read that book, they sent me another one. It's called Mary's Beaver Needs a Barber.
Let me
We're
tell
gonna-
you,
We're
She's
gonna have
gonna read that
to
tomorrow.
talk about Mary's Beaver tomorrow.
if your beaver needs a barber, let me tell you something.
Well, we love you, brother.
All right, let me see. See you guys later.
See you later.
Okay,
Will
bye.
Presti, everybody. Will Presti.
Suki.
Is Mary's
Wow.
another book about Mary and her beaver?
No, yeah, the Mary's Beaver Needs a Barber. That's I'm going to play you that one tomorrow night.
We should call it Nighttime Stories.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. Suk, should I feel bad because the sound went off during the Weatherman.
I think everybody wants to see part of it, right?
Because I know, there's a lot of work that goes into that thing. So should I just play it again before we head off into the sunset for tonight?
I mean, does everybody want it? Yeah, I guess they do. Or do you want that? Do you want to do a standalone of David G? COVID-free?
Here's what we're going to do. You and I are going to say goodbye.
And then you play it.
I'm going to play it and
post it.
we'll end the show with it.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Okay.
And I'll even
Does
put the
everybody
mic up
want
so you can see it.
Everyone's like, play it again. Play it again.
Play it again. Play it again.
Wait. Bobby Ross says, breaking news, the CDC comes up with a vaccine after Fauci reads Spank the Monkey.
You know what? If you have a monkey and its name isn't Spank, you are wasting your time.
Oh, hysterical. Thank you.
Spank and Whack. You got to have a monkey named Whack and a monkey named Spank.
Spank and Whack.
That'll be great. All right, listen, folks. Tomorrow night we got Bill Boggs. Lots more entertainment coming up. We got next week. We're already booked up, Suki.
I know, and we're gonna read Mary's Beaver.
We're gonna read Mary's Beaver Needs a Barber tomorrow night.
How come it wasn't Barbara's Beaver?
It's Mary's Beaver Needs a Barber. That's the name of it. That was with Spank the Monkey, the book. Suk, I'll see you tomorrow. We leave you with another
David G.
an encore production of David G. COVID free.
Oh my God, he froze, guys. Oh wow, he froze. Oh crap, he froze. Scotty, you froze. Scotty froze. All right, everybody, let's go crazy. Scotty froze.
Wait, I'm back. So every time I go to
crazy.
Hold on. Every time I go to hit share, everything disappears and it shuts down.
Maybe we've gone over time.
I don't know. Did we? Oh no, we don't have a time. All right, listen, I'm gonna try this one more time.
Okay.
If this doesn't work,
okay, I'm just gonna say goodbye because I stood there and I was like, oh
yeah,
God, all these people are like waiting for it's. You know what Donna said? It's not meant to be played tonight. Maybe we should do it another time.
Yeah, listen, it's actually it's not. I'm gonna try it one more time. It's not time sensitive. Let's see it. If it doesn't work,
play it tomorrow. What do you think?
Play it tomorrow. I'm gonna give it. If I hit share screen and I go away, it's just not meant to be. So here we go. I'm gonna hit the share screen. If you lose me, I'm not coming back.
I don't want to come back either. And everybody's like looking at us. I'm like, oh no.
All right, hold on. Here we go. Share screen. So far, so good, Suki. I'm going to hit share. If I lose you, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Oh, I think we got it. Hold on.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Weatherman. That's me, David G. Still COVID-free, living the quarantine dream. Guys, during the chaos, I had a chance to read your texts and emails over the last few days, and this one in particular stood out. If you don't mind, I'd like to take a moment to read it to you. It's from a top fan named Sheila from Staten Island, and Sheila writes, Dear Weatherman, I'm a big fan of the Suki and Scott show, and I look forward to seeing your forecasts. They always make me smile. I was just wondering how someone like yourself decided to become a meteorologist. Well, Sheila, to answer that question, I need to take you back in time to the very beginning.
Dave, you went back too far.
Whoops. Sheila, I grew up in a rough neighborhood. There was always fights going on. On Saturday mornings, I couldn't wait to wake up early to watch the Three Stooges to find out what's the big idea.
Hey, Rembrandt, what's the idea?
What's the idea? The idea? What's the idea? What's the idea? What's the idea? Push it!
Hey, what's the idea of going swimming again?
My grades in high school weren't that great. And I didn't really get along with the teachers.
I think you know where the front office is.
You dick! When I went to Weatherman school, that was a whole different story. It was one big party. You know, you make me wanna lift my head up and throw my head back and come on now. Although I wound up failing out.
Mr. Blutowski. 0.0. You're out. Finished at Faber, expelled. I want you off this campus at 9 o'clock Monday morning.
In the early 90s, I tried my hand at professional wrestling.
All right, everyone, this Monday night,
Back then, I was Starman, and you might recognize the interviewer.
He stands at 7'7" tall. His name is the Starman. My guest at this time, Starman, come on in. The guy weighs 360 pounds. The New York City area just buzzing about this Monday night, 8 o'clock in Madison Square Garden. The Starman.
One of the most defining days of my life is when I bowled my 300 and wound up in the Bowling Hall of Fame. In 2017 is when it all hit me. A bolt of lightning. And when I got up, I knew I wanted to be a meteorologist. Your weatherman. Well, Sheila, I hope that was helpful and answered your question. All right, let's talk about the weather as we take a look at the AccuPhone forecast. We're looking at hot and sticky this week. You're going to want to dress accordingly. Temperatures in the 80s. All right, you're going to want to tune in Friday because your weatherman is going to perform an illusion that has never been attempted before. Not by Houdini, Copperfield, or Mind Freak. This is David G, still COVID-free, saying, see you Friday, everybody.